Carrots are one of my favorite things to grow in the garden. They're simple, they're sweet, and they're packed with flavor. They're easy to keep, and there's lots of things you can do with them. So today, I want to walk you through how I plant carrots, either by interplanting them with other plants or in their own dedicated bed. Let's dig in. I start planting carrots anywhere from September through January. Carrots are an extremely cold hardy plant. They can handle temperatures as low as 15 degrees Fahrenheit and even lower with a little protection like mulch or row covers. The cold weather doesn't hurt them. It actually makes them sweeter. But keep in mind, once the weather gets too warm in the spring, the carrots can turn bitter. That's one of the reasons I prefer to grow carrots over the winter instead of planting them in the springtime. The other reason is I love to grow things like carrots and onions and garlic over the winter when nothing else will grow. It makes otherwise unused space and time productive. And if you plant them in the springtime, you could be using that space for something else that can only grow in the warm weather. Carrots don't take up much space. I often interplant them with other vegetables like onions and garlic. These companions also help deter pests naturally. I typically grow carrots in raised beds, and I don't worry about spacing too much. They don't need a lot of space. I typically just sprinkle the seeds on top of the soil and then gently rake them in with my hand. They don't need to be planted very deep, so just below the surface is fine. Once the seeds sprout, I will thin them to about 6 to 8 inches apart. Carrot seeds need consistent moisture to germinate. I gently water them, and it's important not to let the soil dry out while the seeds are germinating. Carrots can take up to 3 weeks to sprout, so patience is essential in the beginning. So during this time, I keep the soil moist but not soggy. Don't use too much pressure when you water because it could make the seeds move around. And you want them to stay pretty much where you put them so they don't clump all up together. But over the winter, carrots grow slowly, but they grow steadily. And they don't need much care beyond the occasional watering during dry spells. And since it's cooler, you're not drying out the soil so fast. But by early spring, they'll be ready for harvest. And you'll know that they're ready when you start to see the tops of the carrots poking out of the top of the soil. Harvesting carrots is one of the most rewarding parts of gardening. There's nothing like pulling up a fresh, sweet carrot straight from the ground. In the same way that carrots grow sweeter in the cold, our lives can often grow richer and more fruitful through the difficult seasons of life. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Just like the cold sweetens the carrots, trials can shape and refine us, producing the fruits of patience, strength, and hope. So as you plant your carrots this season, remember that good things take time. With patience and care, you'll enjoy a harvest that nourishes the body and the soul. Now, let's get out there and grow and be fruitful.